Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 1860 Club. It's a special privilege to have the two Gregorys here today. Martin, Lee, welcome. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see both of you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah. Let's start at the beginning. How did you come to Preston?
I suppose back when you were playing for Dennis, we got to know Alex Lewis very well.
Right.
He was involved there as a junior coach.
Yep.
And also, I think he was captain of the ones there one year, probably about 10 years ago, maybe.
Maybe a bit longer.
Maybe, yeah. And he then made a move to Preston, and I suppose we followed. In particular, what was the first connection?
I think through the academy was the initial first connection, and then after that, playing Craig with Alex coaching.
Okay.
Yeah, and then through there, playing seniors.
Yeah.
So you've been associated with the club since you were about 12 or 13?
Yeah, 13.
Not Preston, I suppose 14.
14, yeah.
14.
Yeah,
So-
14, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's 8 years, and you've been here playing first, seconds, thirds or fourths for how long?
7 years now, this
7
year.
years, yeah. You started in the fourths?
Started in the threes.
Threes, right. Worked your way up into the seconds. We'll come back to that shortly, and then the ones, of course. Martin, you obviously very close to Daniel. Is he your
He's
only
my son, that makes me close, I suppose.
Yeah. He's your only lad?
Only child.
Yep. Okay. So you've been quite supportive. So you came down here and offered to do the oranges or something like that, did you? And you finished up...
I came down and was at a round, because not so much now, but when Daniel started playing, I hated the idea of missing a game where he was playing. Yeah. Thought of him making runs and me missing out, missing watching it was dreadful.
Yep.
Don't feel quite so strongly about that.
Okay. All right.
So I was always hanging around, and I remember one of your early games in the threes, the 12th man was scoring, and I offered to score, and they didn't seem that keen, so I didn't bother asking much more. But I was around all the time whenever Daniel was playing, and one day Dick Norris tapped me on the shoulder and said, "I believe you've got a bit of time on your hands.
Right.
Would you like to join the committee?" And I stupidly said yes.
6 years later, you...
Well, that was probably about 4 years, maybe a bit over 4 years ago.
All right, we'll come back to that in a sec.
Yeah.
Did you have a cricketing background?
No, I did not.
No.
I played a total of one game of club cricket when I was about 13, and it was at... I think Macleay Park in Balwyn was where it was. I grew up near there. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, my father was a keen cricketer, played quite a lot of cricket. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he took me along to this club, and it was the last game of the season.
Right.
But somehow I just walked straight on, and I got a hit. I was about 13.
Yeah.
I do remember the captain being a lovely bloke. He was a couple of years older than me, probably. Mm-hmm. I got to bat, I made one run. Right. And I was all set to have my first bowl, but then the last wicket fell, so I didn't get to bowl.
Okay.
And I never went back the next season for some reason. So no.
Well, you played indoor cricket as well.
I played a lot of indoor cricket in my 20s, mostly we had a team at work and a bunch of friends. So I probably played 5 or 6 years of indoor cricket.
So you've got a love of the game.
Oh, absolutely. I've always had a love of the game.
Yeah. Fantastic. Now, Daniel, you're 22 now?
21, yeah.
21?
Yeah.
Right, I'll get something right in this interview sooner or later.
It's pretty close.
21. You're at university. Second year?
Third year now.
Third year?
Yeah.
Engineering?
Yes.
Yeah. So one more year to go after this?
2 more years to go, yeah.
Okay.
Long course.
Yeah. And the plan is?
The plan is just get it done as quickly as possible. Try and get out of there and then get a job, hopefully.
Right.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. In civil or structural?
Oh, not really sure yet. Probably structural more so, but hopefully project management maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And along the way, of course, you've kept your cricket going as a very talented batter. Let's talk about your batting. You're a right-hand bat. Play all the shots.
Oh, most of them.
Most of
Not
them.
quite all of them.
Yeah. When you're going, you score pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I've learned to score a bit quicker nowadays. I guess getting bigger and stronger as you get older helps a lot with that. A lot of one-day cricket as well over the last few years.
Yeah.
Had to learn to slog a little bit.
Yeah. Who have you modelled your game on, or you've just taught yourself?
I think there's a lot of senior players around the club I've learned a lot from. Initially, people like Alex Lewis, not so much modelling my batting off him, but getting a lot of coaching from him has helped a lot. Michael Hayes, in terms of mentality, he was a really good leader early on. And then Luke Bramich, I've done a lot of work with him.
Right.
I'm probably forgetting a few people as well, but yeah, a lot of different influences from around the club.
Yep. Your favourite shots?
Cover drive. Love a good cover drive early on. Pull shot comes pretty naturally as well. Yeah, I'd say those two.
Yep. And you've been pretty successful for a young guy. You've scored big when you've gone. What's your highest score?
175.
Yep. In a seconds game?
Yeah.
That's quite remarkable. And you were part of a partnership with Dennis Maritos. How big was that partnership?
About 280.
Something like that. It's a record for the fourth wicket for the seconds.
Yeah.
We made a total of 350 odd that game.
Something
And
like
the
that.
following week, poor old Coburg got bowled out for about 110.
Right. What's your memories of that partnership?
It was very hot and very flat, the wicket. So great batting conditions.
Apart from the outfield, the grass was quite long. Wasn't it? There was a lot of threes run.
Yeah, I remember we built quite a good early base to score big on a flat wicket on a hot day, which was quite good. And Dennis is always fun to bat with. He's a bit quirky out in the middle in between overs, which is always keeps you, relaxed and happy to keep going. So he's quite good to bat with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my main memories of it.
Yeah. Huge partnership.
Interesting thing about that innings by you is that at tea, after 40 odd overs, Daniel hadn't even made 50.
Right.
So it really accelerated a bit after tea and then took off again. And
Yeah.
really,
So 130 in 2 hours or thereabouts.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Okay. Right. Where was it played?
Coburg.
Coburg. So some big boundaries there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they might have come in a little bit on that day.
Yeah, I remember the boundary being particularly in on the the left-hand side as we were looking at it.
Yeah. And some of your other big scores?
149 as a 13-year-old in the F grade at Dennis.
At Preston, I've got a few other hundreds, but none of them have been big hundreds.
Yep.
One of them in the ones against Malvern.
Yeah, and then another one in the twos, another one in the threes.
Yep. Tell us about the 100 in the ones.
I think it was the second game of the season, my first season in the ones.
Yep.
I think my fourth game in the ones overall.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember a lot of it, if I'm being honest. It was a very stop and start day. I think a bit of rain about, so we only got 60 overs in for the day, and I think I had a good partnership with Luke Bramich.
Okay.
Don't remember a lot.
Yeah.
There was not controversial, but there was a run out
That's right.
with an English player that we had for the season, a guy, Taran Channer. And there was a mix-up about who was going for which end, and the umpires initially gave Daniel out, but then changed their mind.
Right.
So in some ways, I think Taran maybe pointed out that he had changed direction halfway through the run, and
Right.
Yeah,
And,
I think he sacrificed himself, maybe.
and so maybe we should.
Kind of had to make a century after that.
Whose fault was it?
I think it might have been my fault.
Right. Okay. So how many games do you think you've played in the ones?
Maybe 15 or 20.
15 or 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you've still got a big career in front of you. You went to the UK last season, or Europe?
Yeah, Europe, on a holiday.
Not for cricket, though.
Not for cricket, but you were away for quite a period.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that interrupted your season quite a bit.
Yeah, fair bit. I think I'd been through some injury troubles earlier, and I think I wanted a little bit of time away from cricket. So it was quite good to take a break and go away. Yeah, and came back and felt a bit more energised, I guess.
Yeah, and played the firsts after Christmas.
Yeah, I was playing ones to push people in the twos to make finals.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a few questions. How come Daniel's in the one? He's only just got back from holidays.
Right. Okay. And this year you're recovering from a hip injury, which is, I've seen you at training and you've really struggled at times with it. How's it going?
It's getting better. I've been doing rehab over the last 6 months or so, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
Working with Kyle Walsh.
Yeah.
It's definitely better. Back to running, feeling better in the fielding wise, but still not perfect.
Yeah. And its impact on your batting?
More so fielding, batting a little bit in terms of running between wickets and fatiguing earlier. But yeah, more so fielding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've started this season off in the twos with a view to get some form after missing quite a volume of training. Get a score, and you're only one score away from a promotion, aren't you? The injury that arose from.
I think I didn't stretch before training, and then I went to turn for a run and I just felt a pop and just tore my glute. Yeah.
Gee whiz. Unusual injury.
Yeah, a little bit. I think might have a family history of dodgy hips.
Not my side.
Not your side. No, it's not your fault. It's mum's fault. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Martin, you've been scorer for just about all of Daniel's games.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And also back when he was at Dennis, I coached in my incompetent sort of way when he was younger. Started off in the under 11s, I guess, coaching your under 11s team.
Yeah.
And then by the time they got to under 13s and then eventually to under 15s, I was almost handing it over to them, saying, "You guys know more than I do.
Yeah.
Run your own training." Okay. And I'd be the team manager and the scorer, and that was about it.
A real democracy.
Yeah. Pretty much. And then, when Daniel then moved here and started playing his senior cricket here,
You followed.
I followed that and kept scoring.
Excellent.
I enjoy scoring because it forces you to watch the game.
Yes.
You don't miss anything because you've got to watch every ball.
Yes. And your book is meticulous, I've seen it.
Pennies is a bit better.
Pennies is better.
Yeah.